And welcome back to this tutorial. In the previous section, we have basically managed to add grass to our island along with trees, and we also managed to erase some of the colors that were on the initial textures used for the layout of the island. For now, what we will do is add buildings. So again, you can see that if I use the Y view, so the view from the very top here, and I pan my view, you can see a few black squares scattered around the island, and those were initially to put buildings. So what I'm going to do is create a building based on a very simple shape. So again, 3D object and cube. And again, what I will do is call it building, for instance, and start to move it around. So again, I'm going to put it there and double click here to be able to focus on this building. Use the rect tool, again using the T key, and again make sure that I drag these end handles so that basically the cube can cover the area that is defined by this black rectangle. Okay, that's done. Alright, once I've done that, I'm gonna rotate slightly, and now I should be able to erase this building. So again, if it doesn't work this way, I'm going to give it some height to start with. So again, maybe a scale of maybe 10 on the X, perfect. And now I should be able to increase its size. So I'm going to put 100 to start with. Okay, so again, this is my building here, and again, because I use the scale tool, I'm just going to move it up slightly. Perfect. And if I want now to change its size again, that should be possible. Okay, so again, use this to change its size. Perfect. So once I've done that, the next thing is obviously to add a texture. Thankfully, I've got a texture in the resource pack. This texture is called building. So again, I'm going to take this texture here and include it in Unity. So again, it should land right there. And once this is done, basically I'm going to take this texture, so again it's going to take a few seconds, take this texture called building, which is there, and again drag and drop it on my building right there. Okay, so again, once I drag and drop it on my building, you can see the way it looks like. Now, what I could do is change the tiling of this texture. So again, if you go to materials, and then on buildings here, I could change the tiling maybe to 5, for instance. Okay, so 5 and 5, and again you should see that it looks a bit different. And the next thing I need to do is to copy this building to the other locations. So again, take this guy, Apple D or Control D, then using the move tool, again move the duplicate maybe there, and again change its size so that basically it's matching the area. So again, I don't even have to do it, I could just leave it this way for the time being, and that's done. So 3 and yeah, 3 there, and the last one I think is over there. So again, I'm going to duplicate this guy and put it there. Okay, and again, you can see quite clearly now if I play my scene, I should be able to see my buildings through the first person controller view. Okay, so again, those buildings are created very simply by using boxes that were textured using a very simple texture. And again, what I've done is I've changed the size of these boxes so they look more like buildings, and duplicated it and moved it around the island. So as I play my scene, you can see that we can see the actual buildings, the grass, and the mountains. And again, I can move around, and they look relatively realistic. So again, using very simple shapes and the built-in standard asset, you were able to create a relatively realistic environment, and again with a lot of different elements such as trees, grass, and mountains. So again, in the next section, what we'll do is we'll start to look at other type of controllers such as a car and a plane.